Thank you for joining me for devotions here today. And we're going to continue on the subject matter of stay positive. All this week, we're looking at 5 ways to stay positive. Today's number 5. Now, today, I want you to stay positive and start laughing. Okay, I mean that. You know, you're a believer, and you ought to be the happiest person in the world. Listen, I'm happy because one day I know I'm leaving all this negative stuff. There's a lot of negativity here, right? You know, heaven is the place where there's no more sin, there's no more suffering, there's no more saying goodbye to loved ones, there's no more working to pay your bills, there's no more stress. Well, some of you are like, man, I want to be on that next bus. Okay, so we have a lot to be thankful for. Now, I want you to claim today is going to be a good day because today could be my last day. Hey, listen, if God took me home at the end of the day, I want him to see me just praising his name all throughout the day. Now, let's go to Proverbs 17:22. It says, a joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. Now, at the time in which I'm doing this devotion, it's a little time behind. My daughter has 2 little baby boys, twin boys. They can't swallow their formula, okay? So she had twins, and they're identical, and they have identical problems, okay? So they've been on feeding tubes, and we've been trying to get them home. And I said to her one day, I said, you know, I know it's almost unthinkable to take those little babies home. I said, but I really believe that if they're at home and people are holding them all day long that love them, and they could feel that love, I said, I believe that could heal them. I believe in this. Listen what he says here. He says, a joyful heart, good atmosphere can heal you. It's just as good as medicine. Now look in 1 Peter 1:8. He says, though you have not seen him, that we have not seen Christ, you love him. I like that. That's some of you. You love him. You've never seen him. He says, and though you do not see him, you've never seen him with your eyes yet, you believe in him. I like it. We believe in him. We've never laid our eyes on him. He said, notice here, and rejoice with joy that is inexpressible and filled with glory. Oh, I like that. You hear that? He says, God likes this, that you're the person who's rejoicing. You have joy. It's inexpressible. It's filled with God's glory. Listen, I want you to say, I am planning on being a happy person. I am not a non-believer, and non-believers are negative. Now, there are believers who have negative attitudes. You know why? Because they're living in sin, and that might be some of you. You're just down all the time. Listen, you don't want to be that way. I'm going to be frank. This winter's been a rough time on me. A couple weeks ago, I was struggling. I could. My son went home to be with the Lord. I know where he's at, but I miss him. More I thought about, just worse it was getting. And finally I went, I can't do this. I'm just trying to keep myself busy encouraging people and ministering in the Word. And you know what? The joy comes back. Even though that dark situation is there, because it's hard to say goodbye, and it's hard to separate from these people in which we love. But listen, I believe in laughter. There's a lot of things to laugh about. I go back to stories. There was a man preaching in this pulpit one time. We didn't know, but he had false teeth, which is fine. But what wasn't fine while he's preaching, his teeth flew out of his mouth and bounced right down the steps. I'm telling you, it was the funniest thing we have ever seen. We've laughed about it 1,000 times. Laughter is good for the soul, isn't it? Listen, I want to encourage you to enjoy life and be happy and start laughing. And look here, Isaiah 26, verse 3. He says, you keep him in perfect peace, talk about God, whose mind is stayed on you. Okay, so if I'm thinking about God, I'm thinking about his promises to us. He goes, if my mind stayed on him, it says he'll give us peace because he trusts in you. I like it. Let me ask you, who are you trusting in? I want you to start trusting in the Lord. I want you to be happy because you're going to heaven. You ought to be happy you're not getting what you deserve and going to hell, right? Okay, so today, again, this can change your life. I want you to go into prayer. I want you to say, God, it is over. I'm not going to be that whiny Christian. When I wake up, I'm going to put a fake smile on my face. That's a good way to start. People ask you how you're doing. Just start speaking about positive things that you can say. I'm telling you, you'll feel better. Just encourage people that are around you. Be a happy person. Start learning to laugh. Laugh the problems away. At least they'll kind of push them away for a little bit. And say, God, I want to be a positive, powerful Christian. And today I'm just trusting in you.